Right, so hello my friends, welcome back to our video, welcome back to our channel. So for this video, we will be having a discussion regarding the continue statements in for loop, which is actually somehow the contrary of the break statements in for loop, which we have already discussed on our previous video upload. Okay, so without further ado, let's start our discussion regarding the continue statements in for loop of our Python tutorial. Okay, so continue statement in for loops. So what if we don't want to execute the commands inside our for loop if the item value is equals to something, but the loop will still continue up to the end? So again, just like what I have said in our intro, this is somehow the contrary of the break statements, because just a recap, break statements, if a certain condition is met by the looping, by the for loop specifically, the looping will stop. So this time, the continuous statements, if a certain condition is met, it will not only printed, the item on that specific condition that is met will not be printed, and it will go to the next item. The loop will still continue up to the end. That is how the continue statements in for loops works. This is where continuous statements is used for, based on this PowerPoint. We will just give an exception in executing the command, but the for loop will still continue. So exception on the printing of that specific item in our list. So for the task, let's have our task regarding the continuous statement of for loops in for loop. So for the task, print all the items inside our lagging technical indicators list using for loop except MACD. So we will be having here the continue statements. Without further ado, let's go to our Jupyter notebook and let's start coding. Okay, so we are now here on our Jupyter notebook, but before anything else, let's have first our title here. So continue statements in for loop. So let's there's a dot, so let's delete this and let's mark this down, click mark down and run. Okay, so we have here our title, continue statements in for loop. So for our coding regarding the continue statements, let's just copy this and paste here. We will just be having a simple editing on our code. So since our condition is to not print the MACD, first of all, let's go back to our list. The lagging technical indicators list consists of moving average, MACD, and Bollinger Bands. So if you're not yet familiar with our list, please watch our video regarding the introduction to loops, the for loop, and the break statement. So for you to easily adapt on our discussion regarding the continue statements. Okay, so anyway, if you don't know what these terms means, it doesn't really matter, because this is just a string. Okay, so anyway, this is a financial jargon. So here our task on our continue statement video, based on our task, the MACD shouldn't be printed, but the moving average and Bollinger Bands should be printed. So meaning to say, for X in lagging technical indicators, or for every items in lagging technical indicators, we should not have print function here right away. First of all, we should have here our if statement, or the condition statement. So let's copy this, remove, and replace here. So for X in lagging technical indicators, check first if the value of X is MACD. If that is not MACD, print print it. But if it is MACD, if the answer in this condition is true, so we need to have another line of code here between the if statement and the print function, which is continue. Meaning to say, if the value of x here is MACD, continue and don't print. Because if you can see, the print is only indented once, not twice or thrice, which is not under the continue statement. The print here is only under the for loop. I hope you get it, my friends, and we should delete this break. Okay, so let's have a short simulation on what will going to happen behind this code. Okay, so lagging technical indicators, again, we have moving average, MACD, and Bollinger Bands. That is the contents, or that is the items inside our list. Now, for X in lagging technical indicators, for X in our list, X here is moving average. If X equals MACD, yes or no, true or false. So this is false because our X here is moving average. So we shouldn't continue, but rather we will print X. Therefore, the first output of this code is moving average. I hope you get it. Now, since this is a loop, it will go back again on this first line of code. For X in lagging technical indicators, the X now here will be MACD because that is the second index or the index number 1. I hope indexing is now clear with you. If not yet, please watch our video first regarding the index. Okay, list index. So if it is MACD, so yes, this is MACD. The X here stands for MACD. If X is equivalent to MACD, is equals to MACD, meaning to say this is true. Yes, it is equals to MACD. Continue. And don't print. Again, the print is only for this loop. If this is satisfied, continue. This will be not relevant anymore, and the system will now go again to the first line of code, meaning to say MACD will not be printed, which is that is the exemption of our task here. Is stated on our task, print all items except MACD. Okay, now then if it will go back here for X in lagging technical indicators, which is the X now will be equals to Bollinger Bands. If X is equals to MACD, so this time this will be false because X here stands for Bollinger Bands and not for MACD anymore. So it will not continue, but rather it will print the value of X, which is Bollinger Bands. Okay, so therefore that will be the second result or the second output of this code, and the final output will only be moving average and Bollinger Bands without the MACD. Okay, so without further ado, let's try and check if this is working and if we are right. So let's run this, and as you can see that, my friends, moving average and Bollinger Bands are the output. That's how the continue statements is working in for loop. So I hope this video makes you clear between the difference of the break statements and the continue statements when they are used in for loop. Okay, so if you like this video, don't forget to click that thumbs up, click the subscribe button and notification bell. Also comment below break versus continue. Again, comment below break versus continue. Okay, so if you also love this channel, you can actually join our community, my friends. The community link is on the video description below. Okay, so don't forget me. This is the Engineer Trader, your partner from learning to earning. And as always, my friends, may your trades be great. Bye-bye.